That Dragon 2 unveiling was really fast.
Yeah, it was fast.
It was like a 10-minute presentation.
Yeah. It was
But somehow today the Apple one was like 2 hours.
It was like 2 hours
Oh my god,
long.
I tried watching that for a little while, and when they started going on about how the new OS had new beautiful icons, I was like, fuck this. What? I was like, what? Seriously, in my head I was like, what the fuck pile of shit am I watching? These assholes can't fucking put together an update that will not crash a computer that sits over there and runs this whole stream, but they have new flat icons. Congratulations. Steve Jobs is probably rolling over in his goddamn grave about these stupid piece of shit icons. And the fucking operating system doesn't work.
Gus,
wow.
You're very upset about Apple stuff. Let me tell you something. I fucking agree with you. That company's falling off big time.
It is a fucking pile of shit.
You know what the biggest fucking problem is right now? The biggest problem I've got is, and this would drive Steve Jobs crazy, I know, is on the new fucking iOS, not even new, the latest one on the iPhone.
From like last August.
Yeah.
How the fuck, the shift button, I don't know who designed that. That thing always looks like it's on or off. They designed it so it's perfectly wrong. It always looks like it's the opposite.
It's so ambiguous. I'm always like, is it click? What does that mean? Type, oh, fuck, it's the wrong one.
It's always the wrong one.
Every time it's
And
the
they
wrong one.
changed it to that to make it more clear for users when it was shipped.
I've
awful.
never had this problem before.
It's awful.
Also, now in Mail, I have to read a message twice before it's marked as read.
That'll happen to me. You have to like
happens
erase it
every
twice.
fucking time.
Like, I erase
updated-
the reset and then erase again.
I haven't updated my laptop in like 6 months because your mail problem that you had. And I just refused to have that problem.
I had to stop using the built-in Mail app. I mean, they've supposedly patched it 5 times since the fucking operating system came out. Still doesn't work.
Hey, I want to... So,
She has a sweet new iMac that I saw over there.
yeah, iMacs are really cool now that they got the Thunderbolt port.
And they've got incredible icons.
Really
I just
crisp.
want to point that out.
Don't get all mad.
It's all flat.
How's the shift key on them in there?
The shift button is on the
System
cord.
preferences
That's the problem.
System preferences is a circle now. Revolutionary. They fucking blew it out of the water. 10.10, fucking get out of my way. I'm fucking first in line.
Did they announce any hardware at all?
No, bullshit. Anything you'd be interested in? No.
Yeah.
None of that.
Well, it's for developers, right? Like they're talking to programmers and people who are making apps and stuff.
They would
like that's
care
the
about
kind
a
of
fucking flat icon?
maybe if that's one of the things that goes into an app. It's like
Well,
what does the
surely
icon
you
look
can
like?
make their own icons.
Well, see, well, that's
Yeah, you
only
make your own icon.
Well, they're talking about like they were talking about the different sizes of icons. Like they're bigger because they're higher resolution. Like Retina display is a higher resolution. There's more dots in the screen.
Well, they're
so you
already
need that
huge.
shit.
I
They're
gotta
already
drink
huge
now.
icons.
Huh?
Like the Finder image is like 2,500 pixels
It's
wide.
also too smiley now. They changed it. It's got a giant smile on it. The Finder has always smiled in Mac OS.
Yeah.
But the new one in fucking 10.10, it's too smiley.
This has overtaken any other conversation as the best conversation to have with a caveman
Hold on, let me-
ever. Why would you even?
I'm gonna look up this fucking icon.
I'm looking at it right now. My amazing
Smiley
magic
icon.
device is too happy.
It's just too smiley. that bugs the shit out of me.
You wouldn't have noticed unless he said something.
Oh, that would bug me. Look at that fucking thing.
It's he's
yeah.
smiling. His face looks fatter now.
I think I'm
Oh my god.
It looks weird rounded as
It
well.
does. It looks
looks
really
like they
weird.
just smushed it around instead of just
I love
cropped
no matter
it.
what Google image search you look up, there's always a picture of boobs somewhere in it. Always in the search results. It doesn't matter.
I can't fucking find it. Can you can find it if you want to put it on the screen.
I just put new Finder icon. I hope I'm looking at the
New
same
Finder
one
icon?
that you're talking
There
about.
Oh, that's
it
it.
is.
There it is.
Look how smiley.
It looks retarded. I'm sorry. It looks slow. It looks a little fucked up.
Yeah, that's faster than the other one, right?
That's 3 times the size though.
But I mean, that seems to be the big trend now. Did they give the OS a new name?
Yosemite. It's also too many syllables. It's a fucking 4-syllable OS name.
Like Snow Leopard wasn't too many syllables as well, though.
yeah, Mavericks was already bad. At least Mavericks, you can go Mavericks. Fucking 4 syllables. Yosemite. Fuck me. Really?
Now you're just
I'm gonna have to
reaching.
say this
Now
all the
you're
time. No
reaching.
bullshit.
Come on, man.
Bullshit. Windows 8. Great. Windows.
You said
8.
Mavericks was too many.
It is. But Mavericks, you can say Mavericks.
You can say
do
10 out of 10?
2-syllable.
What about iOS 8?
Bullshit.
OS X.
At least it's shorter than 7.
At least they call it 10.10. Then they call it X.X.
Also, that pisses me off.
What?
10.10 is 10.1.
What does that mean? Oh, 10.10 is 10.1. You are correct.
No, because they had a 10.1 already.
I know they did.
So
they
you're saying
just
they
had
should
the
have
same thing again.
You're saying they should have 11,
Right, it should be OS 11.
but then they'd have to do something mad, like huge.
You know what? How about they fucking make mail work? That's maybe huge enough
What if that was-
to revolutionize the operating system.
It
and warn
is true. They went 10.1, .2, .3.4, .10. They went all the way to .10.
Yeah,
it
they're
doesn't
back.
exist.
Maybe it's like an IP address where it can go all the way up to 255.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
Would you prefer though they build in room for that? Like say this is OS 10.001, just so they can go up to like 999 iterations of the iOS.
Is OS 10?
They just need to go to 11. They've been on 10 forever.
Is it just their brand now though? Is it like calling? Would it like the next Windows be called Door? Like,
It's OS X,
is it too
right?
much? of a change?
Door.
Like,
I mean, OS X is the Windows operating system, right? When they get the different versions of OS X.
OS X is the Mac operating system.
Oh, sorry, yeah,
OS
sorry.
10. The X
what?
is 10.
Okay, well, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying that maybe that's
Sorry.
become
What are
too
you
much
talking about? You
of
talking about Windows or PC? Or
I'm talking about Mac.
I'm out. I'm
Well,
out.
that's what you saying. You say like
It's the most confusing conversation.
because you had like Windows 3.1, Windows Vista, Windows XP. So you had all these things. So it's basically like OS X or OS 10. So you have like OS 10.
They could have OS 11.
Snow Leopard. Yeah,
Because
well,
that's what they used to do. They used to have
Well, that's
OS
the thing.
5, 6, 7.
So they're due, is what you're saying. So
Yes.
they're like Vista, basically.
this would have been
Yeah.
the perfect time to go to 11.
because I already went to
Just
.9.
saying. Because they've already had a 10.1.
They got an Apple campus here. You should just walk up, knock on the door, but excuse me, I
fucking
need
burn
to
it down. I want to check my goddamn email. Is that really
So
that hard?
let me ask you a question. When Google
I have a Google tablet that I love. I just
sends
wanna
in
point
a
that out.
modification for their registered trademark, they changed the Google logo. They did it like 2 weeks ago.
What is the Google logo?
It's the word Google and all those colors.
It's not the most recognizable logo on the planet.
Just the name. That's the logo. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just it's a dude going like this. Hey.
Well, I'm so used to seeing the Google logo. It's
he's
always
not
like the
quite as
colorful
smiley.
one. Okay. Go on.
They changed. They updated their logo, and they went through all that trouble. It is so hard to register a trademark. I think it took us to register the Rooster Teeth trademark. I think it took us like 2 years and something like I think it was like $8,000
Yeah,
with
it's
lawyers
fucking
and everything.
stupid.
It's
Pied
really
Piper.
ridiculous to do it, and it's very limiting too because you have to always say like this is the way this logo is going to appear, and then
Yeah.
you can't modify it in any way. You can't change it. You can't make the words closer together to make them fit. Nothing. You get this is the way it's going to look, and you always have to put it out there that way. They modified the Google one. Google's got another $8,000 they can spend. I'm sure they have a legal team. But it's like all that trouble to move the L 1 pixel to the left and the G like 2 pixels down or something like that. It's literally like
There
a
it is.
grand
It's
total
old
of
and
3
new.
pixels. Dad, that's the new logo versus the
It's also
looks like
it's,
it's
it's a little flatter
Yeah,
as
it's
well.
flat. It's not.
Yeah, they
Johnny
take
Ive
off
must have been fucking moonlighting over at Google.
It's just so beautiful.
Yeah, they took some of the bevel off. It looks like, yeah, definitely.
completely
but,
flat now.
But the big deal was they changed the variation of the letters by like 3 pixels total
I don't know if anyone
across 2 letters.
I don't know if we had ever talked about this or anyone ever noticed, but we had to change whenever we used to do Gavin or Google. We had to change that Google logo just slightly because the L in it is green and would fuck up with our mask for like the different
Yeah,
layers.
yeah.
So we had to make it yellow. I think when we did Gavin or Google,
And
Why
we
don't
were
you just crop out that part of the Google for the mask?
because the switcher is really stupid.
Oh.
The video switcher that handles that, it can't handle that many layers. So it's like fuck it, let's just make it yellow.
That was. I mean, it's a cheap switcher you
Wait,
use
what
anyway.
does that have to do with it?
Because it's all done on the
not.
switcher and it can't handle like you can't crop. If you crop, that would be another layer.
Why don't you just get a video and play it?
Because then we can't do it over what's going on in the podcast right now. Like we would do a mask over what we're doing. Like that way, when it transitions away, it like fades away. You see us.
Man,
Yeah.
that's mental.
And we were making jokes earlier about like Steve Jobs would roll over in his grave over some of the stuff like the shift button
Yeah.
on the iPhone currently. But that's actually a real deal. He gave a big shit about that stuff. Me of that. Like, but without the Apple Cube was like a plexiglass cylinder kind of with a cube suspended in the middle of it. That's the way I remember that design.
And you could pull it out
You
as
pull it
one
out.
chunk.
And
it's
the
kind of
old-
like the Mac Pros now, honestly, but they're in a cylinder now.
Oh yeah, those are ridiculous.
think
I mean,
they
it's a
look
good
cool.
computer, but they're,
It's not.
oh,
We have one in here. The one I'm
has one too.
bitching about.
I'll take it.
mine.
It's undergoing a reformat tomorrow.
Because
because
you get up like you're punishing it. Like it
is
knows
a
what it
piece
did.
of shit. It died right before we came live.
Oh,
like
yeah?
Gilby had to run over and try to make it functional again.
Mine-
Hopefully just to get through this broadcast.
I looked up the specs of mine.
like to thank our sponsor, Apple Computers.
Yeah.
I
I love my
technology.
iPhone, and my iPad.
I looked up how
The
much
Mac
mine
Pro.
costs.
Yeah.
Because I have the specs of it. It's about $7,000
Yeah.
for my computer. I didn't buy it. It's the company computer. And if
We got
I'm
it for Gav for
there
Let's
you go,
Plays
that's
and,
the cube.
and slow-mos.
If I'm transferring any file to anywhere, it has 6 Thunderbolt ports. You think this thing could be like... If I move a file, say, to a USB drive, I can't do anything else with the computer.
That is ridiculous.
Everything hangs until the file ends, and then it's like, oh, hey, what do you want to do? Unbelievable. $7,000.
Yeah,
I have to do all my transfers overnight.
They're pretty garbage.
How is it so crap?
Well, it looks like a fucking trash can, so.
Oh,
take a
easy
fucking dump in
joke.
it.
Wow.
Easy joke.
Easy
Also,
joke. So I've not been having good experience lately with Apple products.
Yeah.
I'm a little frustrated. I don't know if it's come across in this podcast.
No.
I'm a little upset these days.
Ooh.
Just hanging.
Yeah, how does Matt have a 4?
That's the most unimpressive thing I've ever seen in my life. You're
pretty
holding your
fucking-
phone.
it's pretty fucking
It's like a
impressive.
stupid human trick.
It's pretty.
Put it
look
on-
at
put a
it.
spoon on your
invented a
nose.
video
There.
podcast
It's
for this.
still
Yeah.
there,
Put a spoon on your nose.
and you're still watching it.
My only hope is that Apple will release an update that makes it so we can't do that. Then he'll be back on the
like-
podcast next week, so I'm
Now,
pissed
be cool
off.
if they
now
could
we
just-
have flat dents.
I'd love if someone at Apple was watching and they just sent a vibrate to his phone. And knocked out his
Shut it right off.
the iPhone currently, but that's actually a real deal. He gave a big shit about that stuff. Just hanging. Yeah, how does Matt have That's the most unimpressive thing I've ever seen in my life. You're holding your phone. Pretty fucking impressive. Human trick. It's pretty. Put a spoon on your nose. It's still there. Put a spoon on your nose, and you're still watching it. My only hope is that Apple will release an update that makes it so we can't do that. Then he'll be back on the podcast next week. So now we have flat dents. I love if someone at Apple was watching and they just sent a vibrate to his phone. Shut it right off.